Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Artistic identity and acting style. Haley Bennett is often praised for her nuanced emotional depth, bringing both vulnerability and strength to her roles. While early in her career she was often cast in supporting or secondary parts, she has evolved into a leading actress capable of carrying emotionally complex stories. Her performances tend to avoid melodrama, favoring subtlety and psychological realism. In films like Swallow, critics praised her ability to embody internalized trauma with minimal dialogue. Relying instead on facial expression and body language, hallmarks of a performer with a deep understanding of character psychology. Clapperboard behind the camera. Bennett has gradually expanded her creative role in filmmaking. As executive producer of Swallow, she wasn't just the star, she also shaped the film's narrative and tone. Her decision to produce the film was personal. She's spoken openly about drawing from her own experiences to inform the character's psychological journey. This signals a shift in her career from performer to creative collaborator, with future ambitions possibly involving directing or producing more women-driven narratives. Clinking Glass's Widow Cliquot and historical roles. In 2023's Widow Cliquot, Bennett took on the role of Barb Nicole Ponsardin, the real-life widow who helped revolutionize the champagne industry in the 19th century. It was a dramatic period piece that demanded not only emotional range but also a command of historical context. Bennett immersed herself in the life of a woman who, in a male-dominated era, reshaped business and branding. She described the role as empowering, saying it connected her to the spirit of resilience and reinvention, themes she has embraced throughout her career. Film projector. Notable collaborations. Haley Bennett has worked with respected directors and co-stars including Antoine Fuqua, The Equalizer, The Magnificent Seven, Tate Taylor, The Girl on the Train, Joe Wright, her partner, known for Atonement and Darkest Hour Ron Howard, Hillbilly Elegy, Bennett Miller. Rumored for future projects. These collaborations show that she's drawn to auteur-style directors with strong visual storytelling, often in dramas with emotional gravity. Mic music and other talents. Though primarily known for acting, Bennett is also a trained singer. Her debut in Music and Lyrics, 2007, showcased her pop vocal talents. And though she hasn't pursued a commercial music career, her voice remains an asset in musical roles like Cyrano, 2021, where she performed live vocals alongside Peter Dinklage. Lightbulb public persona and privacy. Haley Bennett keeps a low public profile, rarely engaging in celebrity culture. Instead, she's known for letting her work speak for itself. She has said in interviews that she values solitude, introspection, and staying grounded through nature, motherhood, and time away from Hollywood. Railway track. Future directions. Her upcoming projects, Borderlands, The Luckiest Man in America, indicate a willingness to experiment with genre filmmaking, including action, sci-fi, and psychological drama. She's poised to continue growing as both a performer and a producer. Industry positioning. The underrated chameleon. Despite her impressive body of work, Haley Bennett remains something of a hidden gem in Hollywood. Critics often describe her as underrated, not because of lack of talent, but because her career hasn't followed a conventional star trajectory. She's deliberately chosen unorthodox and emotionally challenging roles, which may not bring blockbuster fame but earn deep respect within the industry. Her performances are typically introspective, emotionally textured, and unshowy, appealing to directors who prioritize realism and character depth over glamour or marketability. Magnifying glass performance highlights. Swallow, 2019, possibly her defining performance so far. Plays a housewife who develops pica, a compulsion to swallow inedible objects. a disturbing but poignant metaphor for control, trauma, and autonomy. She worked closely with director Carlo Mirabella Davis to shape the narrative around feminine repression. Critics called her performance mesmerizing and a masterclass in internalized suffering. Cyrano, 2021, reunited with Joe Wright and starred alongside Peter Dinklage as Roxanne. She offered a romantic softness and intellectual strength that balanced the film's tragic tone, showcased her musical ability and theatrical poise. The Devil All the Time, 2020, played Charlotte Russell, mother of the protagonist, Tom Holland. Her role is limited but pivotal. She brings both warmth and melancholy to a dark Southern Gothic tale. Film frames thematic patterns in her roles. Many of Haley Bennett's characters reflect female experiences of powerlessness, isolation, or transformation. Her roles often explore mental health and inner life. Swallow, Thank You for Your Service, women confronting societal norms. Widow Cliquot, The Girl on the Train. Love as Redemption or Entrapment. Cyrano, She is Love, Haunted or Hidden Trauma. Hillbilly Elegy, The Whole. This gives her filmography a quiet coherence. She gravitates toward roles that demand vulnerability, strength, and a deep sense of personal truth. Thread style, image, and red carpet presence. Unlike many Hollywood actors, Bennett doesn't chase fashion headlines, but when she appears, it's with a classic, old Hollywood elegance. She often wears vintage silhouettes, muted tones, and pieces by designers like Valentino and Dior. Her image is curated to reflect timelessness rather than trend. She avoids overexposure, rarely does press tours unless necessary, and maintains a mystique that's increasingly rare in the age of social media transparency. Hammer and wrench craft and preparation in interviews. Bennett has described her approach as internal and immersive. She studies the psychology of her characters in depth, sometimes drawing from her own emotional history. On Swallow, she said the role was cathartic and allowed her to process parts of her personal past. She is known to keep journals as her characters, build emotional maps or timelines for character development, collaborate closely with directors to fine-tune tone and intention. People Holding Hands. Personal life and collaboration with Joe Wright. Her relationship with director Joe Wright has had both personal and professional dimensions. They met while working together on The Woman in the Window, where her scenes were cut from the final version, and later collaborated on Cyrano. Their shared sensibility, romantic, literary, classical, seems to fuel some of her best work. They live in the English countryside, away from industry noise, raising their daughter in a quieter, more rooted environment. Upward trend. What's next? Upcoming projects show her continuing to push boundaries. Borderlands, 2024. A high-octane video game adaptation co-starring Cate Blanchett and Kevin Hart, potentially her most commercially visible role in years. The Luckiest Man in America, 2024, details are limited, but it's expected to be a character-driven drama. Bennett has also been quietly attached to develop several female-led productions as producer, hinting at a long-term career built not only on performance but creative control. Haley Bennett. In the broader cinematic landscape, Haley Bennett occupies a unique place in modern film, one that blends indie credibility with mainstream accessibility. She's never quite broken into the A-list in a traditional sense, but she commands respect from filmmakers and critics alike. Her work is the kind that ages well, gaining appreciation over time rather than from opening weekend box office numbers. You might call her an actor's actor, beloved by those who recognize the craft, even if she isn't a household name to casual moviegoers. Newspaper critical acclaim and press perception. Critics have consistently praised
Bye bye. Thanks for watching.